Oscar de la Hoya. I do believe Canelo, he's doing it wrong. He has no loyalty. Oscar goes in on Canelo. Payday. Payday. You want payday? I know that. I'm going to let you listen to it, and I'll be back with my thoughts. Yeah. Roll the clip.
It's your favorite time of the week again. Time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursdays. So the news came out last week that Canelo just signed a contract to fight Jake Paul.
So we had a signed contract to fight. Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right.
But at the last minute, Canelo ditched the agreement to instead sign a 4-fight deal with Turki Al-Sheikh. Jake Paul pointed out that Canelo has zero loyalty to anyone.
Truth is, you can be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut.
And doesn't give a shit about his fans.
And you're screwing over all your Mexican fans by doing your fights in Saudi. It just shows what type of person you are.
And he couldn't be more correct. Canelo, I was a little butthurt when you left Golden Boy Promotions back in 2015. But then you did the same thing to Eddie Hearn.
Bruh.
And now Al Heyman, who you said was the best promoter ever. What? Just months ago.
Al Heyman, thank you. I think right now the best promoter, BBC.
What?
You don't give a fuck about being loyal to anyone.
These hoes ain't loyal, no they ain't.
You're simply in this for the money. You certainly are in it for the fans,
No.
for helping the Mexican people.
No.
You've proven you don't give a fuck about any of them.
No.
You've never done a damn thing to help the Mexican community.
No.
And you'll go out of your way not to give them the fights they want to see. Instead of fighting David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is clearly the move to make because David's coming off a great win against Morrell. You're fighting William Skull?
Your body go. Don't stop.
Really? What the fuck? Huh? You really said you won't fight David Benavidez because I don't want to give him a payday because he doesn't deserve it and he's talking shit about me. What the fuck? You're supposed to create bad blood and excitement for the fans to enjoy. But you won't fight a guy because he's being mean to you? Get the fuck out of here, Canelo. You've single-handedly created the diva era in boxing. Other fighters look up to you. And it's your fault this is the softest, money-hungry era of all time in boxing. Also, Canelo, if you're a true star in your prime, anyone you fight should become a star as well. Like me with Pacquiao, he became Pac-Man. With me and Mayweather, he became Mummy Mayweather. So that brings me to your last opponent, Edgar Berlanga.
A few moments later.
Who went the distance with you, but lost every round. And then he went on a bizarre victory tour celebrating his loss?
The champ is here.
Bum Longa, as he's been named by the fans, is fighting March 15th against, I don't know.
Who are these? Brooklyn, New York, Boricua, Latino. What is this? No.
In Orlando on the undercard.
You're gonna be in the undercard.
What the fuck? I would rather watch Mickey Mouse pound on Donald Duck down the street at the Epcot Center. Nobody cares if Bum Longa ever fights again.
We don't care.
But this fiasco further proves my point that Canelo's responsible for creating an era of pussies. I've always said that Chavez is the greatest Mexican fighter in the world. He led the warrior era in the fighting game. Chavez, Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, myself, warriors. We wanted the best fights and never ducked anyone. Then came Floyd, yes, you know, the boxing, the agility and the running. But now we have the diva era created by Canelo, the most pathetic era in boxing today. Canelo, from all the fans in boxing who love fighting, we sincerely mean this. Fuck you.
No more question.
So remember guys, you're not a hater if you only speak the facts. It's your favorite time of the week again.
So you guys just heard Oscar, I do believe, De La Hoya, back with his clapback Thursday. Now, for starters, I gotta give Oscar some credit. One, he's increased the production value. Like, first of all, whenever he announced he was doing the clapback Thursdays, you know, people announce stuff all the time and don't stick with it. He's been sticking with it, and they've been getting better, and the production value's increased. He's jamming a good amount of information, and he's really cooking the people he's talking about. The one with the Haneys, Bill Haney and Devin, cooked. And now, Canelo Alvarez, he cooked him. I know the Canelo Chupapi Muñeños, the Cinnabons, are not going to like it, but truth is the truth. And what I like about De La Hoya doing it is this. You could bring up fishnets and utensils and all that other outside of the ring stuff. His singing career, that's cool. But as a lifelong boxing fan, Oscar the Fighter got busy. Oscar the Fighter has a great, immaculate, illustrious resume. And he's an Olympian, gold medalist. So you could talk about this and that and the Botox and, you know, all that type of stuff. But when it comes to pure boxing, he's a legend in the sport of boxing. And coming from him, you can't really argue because he really fought Floyd Mayweather. He really fought Manny Pacquiao. I believe, he's going to fight me, right? He fought him. He fought against Bernard Hopkins, who's now his business partner, and Felix Tito Trinidad, twice with Shane Mosley, twice with Julio Cesar Chavez, Arturo Gatti, Felix Sturm, Mayorga, you know, Fernando Vargas, who tested positive after that fight, right? So Hector Camacho, like, no matter what you say, he's a legend, and he really fought the Ike Cortez, Pernell Whitakers, and everybody in multiple generations until he hung it up. So for him to be saying this stuff about Canelo, it really, he has a leg to stand on as a fighter. Again, I deal in facts. You guys could bring up his personal life and this and that, whatever. He fought everybody, period. There's no getting away from it. There's no doubting it. He is what he says he is in terms of the fight game. The history books already show. It's already written, like Nas's album. It was written. Shout out to Nasir Esco. So when he's going in on Canelo Alvarez, you have no choice but to admit it. I mean, Canelo, it's true. He has no loyalty. He was with Golden Boy, then that didn't work out. Cool. You went to Eddie Hearn. You had kind of a bromance. It seemed like you loved Eddie Hearn. And then he left that, did the Caleb Plant fight, went back to Eddie Hearn, I believe. And then PBC had an offer for him. Didn't want to fight the guys PBC really wanted him to fight, David Benavidez, right? And you get on that ship for a while. You have a contract with Jake Paul, and then you bail out to go to Saudi Arabia. So it's hard to say, you know, and Canelo fans, it's almost like politics, where people will like a politician, and the politician's like policies don't affect you in a positive way, right? Like if you're broke and you live, you know, paycheck to paycheck, and you have a certain politician, and the plans and the tax breaks and stuff that they are enacting and bills and different things they want to pass, it's not going to affect you. You don't make enough money. So it's funny to see you have people who live in a trailer park or poor or whatever, and then they vote based on whatever, and they don't vote on their best interest because they don't know enough about what the person's actual policies are. So you see it in politics, and that's what it reminds me of the Canelo fans, right? The Canelo fans seem to me the same exact way, where they're voting against their own best interest. Canelo's been popping in America since age 18, 19 when he came, and they started putting him on Mayweather cards. He eventually fought Mayweather 2013, Ladas and Triple G. So he's built his whole coin and his empire in America. And his fans, a lot of Chicanos, Mexican Americans, came out in droves to go to Texas for the Billy Joe Saunders fight, to fly to Vegas or go to Vegas or drive to Vegas from LA when he's fighting Berlangas and Munguias and all that. And Canelo kind of turned his back. And now he's like, oh, I got a lot of money, generational wealth. You know, I'm fighting William Skull, a fight nobody asked for. To me, I said this before, I don't know if it's popular or unpopular. I think people might think it's unpopular, but give me Jake Paul and Canelo. I don't care that he's a Disney and YouTuber and all that, because at least it's an event. I know what I'm getting as a consumer. You got Canelo at 190. I've never seen that, so it would be more weight for Canelo. Jake Paul's going to do an awesome job promoting the fight and doing his part to sell the fight. And then, you know, some people want to see Jake Paul lose. Going against a real boxer like Canelo, a strong chance that could happen, right? So I didn't really see a downside in that fight. And, oh, of course, it would have made a whole lot of money. Now you have him fighting William Skull, an obscure name in Saudi Arabia, and most of the fans and some of the media who are not like being financed by Turkey and Ring and, you know, in the Good Boy program, they're probably not going to be going out there. So it's just less coverage, less fans, and a fight that nobody asked for. And then another fight with Crawford that nobody really asked for. You know, some people are saying that they're hyped about it, but Crawford previously said that he can't go above 154. That's his max. So it looks like a cash out fight to me. So hard to disagree with what De La Hoya was saying in there. If you somehow do, let me know in the comment section. What did he say that you don't agree with? Because he was very on point to me, and he told Canelo about himself. You're not doing it right. You ushered in the diva era, and it's true. And the reason why we got to talk about these things is because this harms the growth of the sport in the future, because you got to look at the idols and the people who are at the top now, and then that's going to trickle down. And people are like, man, Canelo didn't fight Benavidez. Why should I fight this person? You know what I mean? He got a bag without fighting it. That's why what Turkey's doing, some of it's good, but some of it's bad, because in essence, you're rewarding bad behavior. You just to have this PISSING contest, like, oh yes, we stole Canelo from PBC and Jake Paul, ha ha ha. And then you're putting on a much smaller event with William Skull in another country. So yeah, okay, you convinced Canelo, you made him drop the Jake Paul fight, but does that really help the sport? People keep saying Turkey helped and saved boxing. How is it saving boxing? By pulling Canelo from what he was going to do and giving him a smaller fight with less spotlight, because it's outside of America, not in Mexico where he's from, but in Saudi Arabia. I don't see it. And he's fighting a William Skull who diehard boxing fans never even heard of. So I don't really see how that helps more than at least a spectacle fight, right? I was in Vegas and I covered Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. It was thick out there. So many people flew in. I seen a bunch of Irish flags. I seen TMT hats and shirts. It was insane. So I would imagine Canelo versus Jake Paul in Vegas in the summer would have had similar vibes. But Turkey, you know, he made his deal, and Canelo, of course, took it because he doesn't care, and he's lining his pockets. So now the fans got a fight that no one really cares about. But oh, it's for undisputed. I mean, miss me with that. Canelo's already been undisputed in that weight class. So him fighting a guy I don't want to see him fight, I would have rather I'd rather you skip William Skull and go straight to the Crawford fight. But it is what it is. Oscar cooked him.